Oh dear. Struggling to find anybody that will understand my people. They say slavery, and we have no nationhood, so we get treated the way we get treated, and people don't understand that because of all of what's happened in the past. We now have it in the present because we never fixed the problem, so we still have the problem. And if anybody says, well, you're not a nation, then you can be treated like property, or you're owned by somebody because nobody has the know-all to say, well, we're a race of people. Well, if we're a race of people, and we have a nation or a history and a past, we should be busy looking about that, because that is what we are. It's our identity, our land, our government system, whatever it is we have, our rights. And we never talk about them worldwide. And people claim, say, the Israelites, they're only in word, not in deed. There's no brotherhood and sisterhood. There's no nation building judges. And from you don't have nation building judges, and you say you're a race of people, that don't make no sense. If you look at structure of your own body, you have a head and a feet and everything in between. You know the structure. But when you have our people, we talk and we don't do. We don't say, well, let's have a national university and we build it and put money to it and buy land and we control things. We don't do all that. We have Europeans, because of Roman Empire, Greek Empire. They travel the world and do what they do and oppress people with their 666 and cause poverty and world nastiness and all kind of things. Them cause, devil system, seed of the serpent business, like in Genesis and Revelation. So when you have seed of the serpent even, they build cities all over the world and dominate the world, and people don't look at it. The Bible says there's two sets of people. Seed of the serpent belonging to Satan, and seed of the woman belonging to the Almighty. And people don't look at things like that. It clearly states, two brothers, Cain belonged to Satan, Abel belonged to the Almighty. And people still don't lock into that and work it out and look into it deep and listen to next man that don't have no education, don't even know what education is. Education is a word. You put farming together, construction work and security. You have free set of work, which will just dominate and take over. For me, farming, vineyards, orchards and forestry and all such things, you're feeding people and everything in the environment. When you have construction work, you're putting together materials to make brick and concrete and various buildings and sewer system and all kind of thing. And the science are going to all of that. Security keeps the whole thing safe. When you have a population, you're looking about judge and law and the ways the Almighty teach. Because, holy thing. Even if you say Mount Zion, same thing. It's still, construction work and farming going on and security and of the Almighty. But people don't look at life like that. They look at life, well, why 2021 pandemic, the system, we don't print our own money. So where does all our money go? It's obvious we don't print our own money. It's obvious we don't have no banking system. And people talk about reparations. Why do you need reparations if you can set up your own banking system, print your own money, pay your own wages, decide your own cost of living, decide your own tax system, decide everything you need to do inside your society and your money and your education system? Why do you need reparations? You could just simply say, well, we're going to start our own bank, national bank, print our own money, and give everybody £1 million each. We don't need their reparations when we can start our own banking system. If you go with a begging bowl to a slave master, he's going to spit in that bowl or laugh in your face. But it's not going to take any notice of you and your reparations. Come on, wake up. We all know, sensible people know. You don't take somebody that you design something against 666 and policies of state, sponsored terrorism against a group of people. And then hundreds of years later or thousands of years later, you think they change their mind. We have ancestral enemies. People going way back that listen and look at everything we do. And they notice no one's saying nothing or doing anything too tough. A group of people is a body of people. When they're official, you build a building for them. Like there's a courtroom, there's a university, there's a school, there's a factory, there's a stately home, there's a palace. You build according to the person's status. So when people have a city, you build a city. In ancient times, we put a wall around it. And it's the status of the person that owned the city. Then you have laws and priests and such things. Now when you follow the Almighty, you have benefits. When you don't follow him, you have judgment. So our ancestors decided to be nasty, satanic, and copy all the nations of the world and mash up. So we suffer from them times, thousands of years back, after the time of Solomon's up to the present day. Because none of us are fixing the problems of the past. We look into it and we try our best. We don't spread it around the world that we're investigating all of our people, history, language, everything. Set it out right. Go to the Almighty with a different plan and say to the Almighty, well, you send your Messiah, we listen to him. We've got a blueprint for success. Because he don't come and give us all the information about eternal life, the holy kingdom. Everything he did, he never failed. He do his work. And there's no sin, death, or decay with the Almighty. You cannot die in the presence of the Almighty. That's something you can't do. Because you're in his presence. Because he made all life. From nothing. Him one. So you can't die in his presence. When people say, boy, you're dead and this and that. You're inside the Almighty's creation. You look to him. You know everything. That's going higher than any national identity you have. Because it's the Almighty you're dealing with. The Father of all creation. You're going higher than yourself. And now his word is truth. His word is eternal. His word is everlasting. So when them people have his word inside of their heart, mind, and soul, they can do something because they have faith and charity and wisdom in the names of the Father and the names of the Messiah. And they're strong. There's no law against the Almighty system. It's the devil's system where there is a law against. So when people in the world decide they love devil's system of Satan and can't take the two of them and say, well, all right, make your left hand Satan business and make your right hand the Almighty business. Now you can see the difference between the two. So don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Because you see, one of them is devil, one of them is the Almighty. So you say to yourself, boy, at least you can see the difference now. Because you're learning which is good and which is bad. So stick to the good. But our ancestors never did that. They never believed or had faith in all what they was doing. They just say, well, their effort is good enough. Don't need nothing else again. But they did need something. They needed to be sure they're following the right path. And some of them decided, priests and Levites, the kings, or the false kings of the northern kingdom, and all the splitting up things going on national with Solomon and his sons. A lot of things happen, and until this day we don't have people care enough to say, well, let's get a group of people together, let's talk serious like adults, have 5 nation building judges, 1 judge for the man, 1 judge for the woman, 1 judge for the child, 1 judge for the land, 1 judge for the government system and government people them. And it's done. Easy. Because you got all that in 5 people. They build their teams up and nationally work for everybody according to whose laws? The Almighty and his Messiah. So it's a done thing. You don't have to stress your head. But nobody looks at it that way. Make it simple. 5 nation building judges. government judges, all kind of judge. And sit down and talk about all the different types of judge. We don't. But it's written in the book. The people them that get punished, we all know this. Deuteronomy chapter 28, all them punishment in that book. I was told by our own women years ago. I can't remember how long ago. 30 years, 40 years, I don't know how long. It's a long time. Deuteronomy chapter 28, they told me at the time, all them punishment only fit our race of people. And it's not something I did think about until I read it. And I said, well, go back into slavery in ships. I said, yeah, that's the one thing I read. I said, yeah, that fits us. Nobody else. Nobody else went into slavery like that. Nobody else but our people. As a punishment for disobeying the laws of the Almighty that was given to Moses. So there's a lot of history, a lot of sorting out, and I don't want people to think that, boy, I know all the answers. We get a university and we find the answers. My mother was a school teacher in these people's system in Antigua and did a little stuff in the UK when she come over. Just small stuff, nothing big, nothing major. But I learned a lot about all sorts of things from my mother, because she taught me the best, and I wish I'd have kept to it now, as my life did, in the 70s, 80s in England, Leicester, rough. So I wish I'd have kept to it more, but I remembered it when I got in trouble. As people would always say, yeah, you always do things when you're in trouble, sitting in jail for a long time and all that. But the truth of the matter is, you want better for your people and your family. Now my children are mixed race, so that's the next thing again, outside of your race. So I said, well, flesh and blood count for nothing. It's the spirit that gives life. So I said to myself, well, there's a whole heap of work needs to be done still. Even though the Messiah do all his work, correct. Suffered greatly. And then people change up the religion, because it was the sect of the Nazarenes at first. Then later on, it was the Christianity come into it. And then later on, it turned into Roman Christianity and European Christianity, and it spread all around the world as a false Christianity. Because the original is spiritual, of the Father. Because the message is from the Father given to the Messiah, for the Messiah to tell the people. So when people diss the Messiah, they're dissing the Father the same way. So they can't have the Father without the Messiah. So people don't look at it sensible. Because it's written about the Messiah a long time. From Genesis to Revelation, it's written about the Messiah and the Psalms and the Old Testament prophets and the first 5 books. So all the Messiah, who meet Moses, the Messiah, all the angels, but they all work for the Almighty and they all work for the Messiah. It's a long history. So of course you need a university and see the Father and study correct. Of course you need everything in the right place, right time. And in the end days, we look into these things and encourage one another to live the life best we can. I fail all the time when it comes to certain women. I love certain women and they always reject me. What can you do? So life go. Well, boy, sleepy first thing in the morning, get myself in all kind of problem. Carrying on. My age should know better, but that's how it go. I'm not dissing. Try and love everybody, but you don't get the love back. Enough of my brothers and sisters out there struggling. And these people, devil system. I say it because that's how it is. Their new normal, their mash up thing don't work. Their business is devil kingdom. That's their business, not mine. Right? So just leave it at that. And look to do something to help my people. Try my best. Yeah, that's it. People see me, know me in England. All these, my thing is just do it best you can. The Father know everything. So just leave it at that. Yeah, one love to the people them still. One hope, one destiny. Shalom.